What's up, Bolt fans? Haley Elwood here, and if you're feeling like you're not quite ready for Chargers game day, well, buckle up because you came to the right place. Over the next 30 minutes, we're bringing you exclusive interviews, analysis, player features, and access you can't get anywhere else.
How you do it matters.
Well, we've arrived, so let's get you caught up. This is Chargers HQ, powered by Toyota. Week 3 is upon us, and the Los Angeles Chargers will head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Now, this week's game between the Chargers and Chiefs is the first AFC West clash for both thus far this season. And one of the battles we'll see on the field will be between Chargers safety Derwin James and Chiefs tight end Travis Kelce. So I got a chance to catch up with Daniel Jeremiah to get his thoughts on this matchup in this week's Film Room. Welcome to the Week 3 edition of Film Room with Daniel Jeremiah. DJ, this is the first AFC West game for the Los Angeles Chargers. They head to Kansas City to take on the Chiefs. Both of these teams 1-1 heading into this game.
Yeah, and both these teams have played some really competitive games over the last several years, and I cannot wait for this one, Haley. And really one of the big reasons is because the matchup. We're going to get to see, two of the more unique players in the league. When you look at Derwin James for the Chargers and all that he can do from an athletic standpoint, and then Travis Kelce, the best tight end in the NFL, and is what he's proven to be over the last several years. It's a matchup. I'm fired up. Can't wait for it to get here.
Yeah, this is a matchup we have also not seen, I believe, since the 2019 season finale. But let's get to some of those plays. I know Derwin James, he's back healthy. Let's roll this first one.
All right, here we go. Here's Derwin James. He's going to be down here over Dyami Brown. You see him with the sleeves. And this is what's rare. Dyami Brown's a legit 4.3 speed guy. And here you've got Derwin James just manning him up in the slot, mirroring him. You get a tiny bit of separation. Then Derwin closes, and you see his length there to be able to knock the ball away like that. That is not normal. And you're going to see a lot of snaps in this game against the Chiefs where that's going to be where they align Kelce flexed out there. And Derwin's going to have to mirror and run with him. But it should give you confidence as a Charger fan to know this is something Derwin's very comfortable doing, despite being a guy that's got a lot of size to him.
Yeah, I remember when he was first drafted back in 2018, his length was a huge part of that. And it was to go up against guys like Travis Kelce. He's been really effective in holding him, limiting his production. But what do we have next?
All right, next we're going to get a chance to see Derwin just showing off the complete skill set. This is him blitzing here. You see him right in the middle of the screen. Watch the back. Pollard does a really good job of picking him up right here. But watch Derwin. He's going to send Connor Williams. He's going to chuck him to the ground, which is going to free up Jerry Tillery because that's who was supposed to be blocking Jerry Tillery. And then Derwin ends up getting in on the sack, joined by Tillery. So even though when he gets blocked, he knows, okay, I'm going to make a mess of this thing. He chucks Connor Williams, and next thing you know, the pocket collapses around Dak Prescott. They're going to be select with how they use him because you don't want to consistently send extra rushers at Patrick Mahomes because he's too good at making things happen and creating. But in those right moments, I think you're going to see Coach Staley cut Derwin loose. And as you saw there, he is a fantastic finisher.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting also to see how his role progresses in this Staley defense. Let's go to the next one.
Yeah, this one, you're going to see him down on the bottom of the screen again. He's going to be over that number 2 receiver wearing number 2, Dyami Brown. And I just want you to look at his eyes, his recognition, and just watch him explode and eat up this grass. This is Terry McLaurin coming across the field. This is what the Chiefs rely a lot on, is getting this run after catch. Get the ball out of your hand quick. These short little whip routes or crossing routes. And Derwin James just completely eliminates the run after catch, which is going to be huge in this game. You have got to tackle well, something the Chargers didn't do particularly great last week. They have to be better in that area this week. Derwin can be a big part of that.
Absolutely. All right, let's get to our next one. Next play of Derwin James.
Yeah, this is we talk about the wideouts you're going to see against the Chiefs. It's as good as it gets, especially when you look at Tyreek Hill, what he can do. They have so much speed. And I mentioned run after catch. Here's last week. Here's a great example of what it's supposed to look like. This is Dak Prescott just on a quick little bubble screen to CeeDee Lamb. You've got Amari Cooper that's lined up over Derwin James. Now watch Derwin. You look out there in the perimeter, you think, okay, you've got 2 blockers for 2 defenders, and you should be able to get CeeDee Lamb outside those numbers and get him to that free safety. But watch Derwin just show you just how heady he is and how good of a football player he is. He's going to run right through Amari Cooper. And there you go. That's, I think, is a 1-yard gain there. Just showing you his ability to recognize things, work through blocks, and then be a reliable tackler. I can't stress it enough, whether it's going up against Travis Kelce, you look at Tyreek Hill, this Chiefs team lives on yards after the catch. They've got to tackle well.
All right, DJ, that is it from Derwin. I know, though, you have some Travis Kelce plays queued up.
Yeah, here's the other side of it. You get excited seeing all the different things that Derwin James can do with his unique skill set. But wow, when you study Kelce's, I've got a chance to do this week, he just keeps getting better, and he is going to be a major challenge for this Chargers defense. Just going to show you his ability to create space. When you get down here in the red zone, he's going to walk in motion here. They don't get any hands on him. It's a free release. He knows, he looks, sees that middle linebacker, knows, okay, that's where I'm going to create some space. He's going to leverage him. That corner's got to drop out because they have so much vertical speed. And then when you get Kelce with that type of space, he's just too good. He just finds his way. He's going to settle in there and, again, picks up another 6 or 7 yards after the catch.
He is such a big-bodied guy. I think one of the funny things, too, he was on that Manning Brothers Monday Night Football program, if you will. And he talked about how sometimes he and Patrick Mahomes they kind of freestyle out there. They just have a look. They just kind of freestyle and make stuff up, I think is what he said. But what's next for Kelce?
Well, you lead me beautifully into this because you talk about freestyle. This is a scramble drill. This is Patrick Mahomes being able to buy time. He doesn't see what he likes. You're going to see Kelce's up here in the slot. They've got 2 defenders over him initially. There's nothing really there. Now look where this ball is completed. Okay, that's about 5 yards beyond the line of scrimmage where that ball is caught. But this is what the Chiefs do as good as anybody. Once the ball is caught, not only can they make you miss, they do a great job of blocking down the field. You see some linemen here going to pick some things up, but there's one missed tackle for the Ravens. Talk about the importance of tackles. Here's another one. That's number 2 that you see there. Here comes number 3, down and misses 4, 5. It's the 5th tackler that he carries into the end zone. So here, that's a 5-yard throw on a scramble, and it ends up being a long touchdown for Kelce and the Chiefs. So again, you've got to stay plastered in coverage. And then after the catch, I feel like I'm just going to continue to beat this drum. You better tackle well against the Chiefs.
Yeah, he had 7 catches for 109 yards and that touchdown versus Baltimore, shaking people. DJ, what's next?
I want to show you kind of the last one here, Haley. This is what you want to do to try and slow him down. This is a 3rd down. This is 3rd and 9. Look up there at the top of the screen. That's where Kelce is split out. They've got 2 defenders over him. They're going to play with these 2 deep safeties. You see them down the field. They're out there to limit the explosive plays over the top. They're playing man-to-man everywhere else underneath, except on Kelce. They're saying, okay, 3rd and 9, we know where you want to go. They're just going to match up 2 dudes with him, and they're not going to give him a free release. So if he wants to release inside, you've got a defender there. He wants to release outside, you've got a defender there. But that is Owe. That's Odafe Owe, outside linebacker they have on the outside shoulder of him, just to discourage his release. So Patrick Mahomes has already moved off of him. He's already eliminated him from his progression. So if you're the Chargers and you get yourself in these 3rd and 8s, 3rd and 9s, you'll happily let the football go somewhere else if you can take away Kelce by any means necessary.
Well, this should be such a good matchup. It's been a good matchup when these 2 guys have met over the course of the last few years. Derwin has done a really effective job. The battle for the AFC West starts this week. DJ, thanks so much. Coming up, we go back to TCU with LaDainian Tomlinson, and later, we find out about 2 local heroes who made an impact in their community.
Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that. Wow. Look at that.
This segment of Chargers HQ was powered by Toyota. Welcome back to Chargers HQ, powered by Toyota. Chargers legend and Hall of Fame running back LaDainian Tomlinson made history in the NFL, but it was his days at TCU that truly shaped him into the man and player he became. I got a chance to go back to campus with LT and asked him about his favorite college game, why he chose the number 5, and more in Homecoming, presented by American Airlines. Do you have a most memorable game you played here?
I set the record for most rushing yards in one game against UTEP, 406 yards.
Our side, Tomlinson, 25 to the 20 to the 15. He's gone to the 5.
How many scores did you have? 6?
6.
Yep.
That was a special moment.
What's up, LT?
Hey, what's going on?
Thank you for having me out here at TCU.
Absolutely, I'm glad you made it.
Yes, I see you're suited and booted.
I am.
Ready to give me a little tour?
I'm fitting right in.
You
I'm
are.
ready.
It's like
I'm
you
ready.
never left. Okay, let's go.
Let's go. me, it's hard to even recognize this place from when I was here. Like, so much has changed. All of this really is new. They have a game room. I wish we had nothing of the sorts when I was here. And this is the game. This is the game that I would have been on the most. Hey, this is cool. This is all the teams that former TCU players have played on. So we have, dating back to 1961, TCU players. Hunter Ennis was the first TCU player to play for the Chargers. Now, that's pretty cool. Some old pros as well. I know that guy.
That guy looks familiar.
That guy looks familiar. One thing that hasn't changed, Miss Giselle. She was here when I was here. How are you?
Wonderful.
Good to see you. This is what we're really, older players, we're really jealous of the indoor facility.
Because you're out here in the heat.
We're in the heat.
Yeah.
There is no escaping it. What's up, man? Just had to come out and show crew what you guys dealing with now compared to when I was here. See how cool it is in here? Controlled environment.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate it. That's the jersey, cleats, but that's not the helmet that I wore.
Not quite. You're not that old.
No, that's semi-ball.
So they retired your number here.
Yes,
The NFL just changed its rules to allow single digits. Would you have worn 5?
I would have.
Really?
I actually picked 5 because of Garrison Hurst when he was at Georgia. That number, just 5, was just something that
Spoke to you.
Spoke to me.
Great. How are you? Oh, nice to meet you, sir.
There he is. Hey, Coach.
Look, can we sign you? Can we sign you?
How you doing?
Look at that. You're looking younger than you did when you played
I'm trying to, man. I work out pretty much every day now. There was a story, and I was trying to tell it. I don't know how true it was, about you guys had a staff meeting and possibly talked about moving me to defense. Like there was some type of argument between the defensive staff and the offensive staff. Is that true?
Well, yeah. Well, they were going to move you to fullback. We were only going to play him at fullback and play him 14 plays, and we need to move him over to defense, play linebacker, and play 60. I mean, we don't need to waste somebody that has a body and can play like that. So yeah.
Up and over. LaDainian Tomlinson. He's gone to the 5.
Just had a running back the other day, so when LT went there, I'm going to visit. I mean, we probably have 3 or 4 of the best tailbacks in the country because of what started 24 years ago. I don't think you can even put an amount on what he's meant to the program and how we've done things.
You know, so Coach P is coach. Like he's the one that's going to be on you. When you get to know Gary, he's more of a friend. And so now we're on the relationship. He's Gary.
I was telling him the greatest memory I remember about his senior year, really both his 2 years, that our guys respected him so much, is that when we had a scrimmage and nobody told him not to, nobody tackled him. So you know when he got banged on, people blew their whistles, everybody stopped, nobody went to the ground. That's kind of how we came up with thud, how we practiced. The problem is, not all the guys are good enough. Some of them need to be tackled, to be honest with you. So they learn how to do it, but he didn't need to be tackled. So.
Now coming to this amazing place, look a little different
It does.
when you first played here.
Yes, it does. I mean, it's grown. I would like to say, when I was here, it was a baby. It was in its infant stages,
Yeah.
right? But now, this place has grown up.
So set the scene for me on a game day. What is the atmosphere like?
We got the frog horn, we call it.
Yeah,
The frog horn. I mean, it's so loud. That's when it's time to play. When you hear that frog horn, it's time to play some football.
Do you have a most memorable game you played here?
I do. It is I set the record for most rushing yards in one game against UTEP, 406 yards.
Runs the option. Here's Printers pitching to LT to the 10 to the 5. Breaks 3 tackles. Tomlinson 25 to the 20 to the 15. He's gone to the 5. Again on a draw play to home the 40, 45. He may go to the 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. They won't catch him.
How many scores did you have? 6?
6.
Yep.
Yeah.
Hand it to him, and a hold of the 45, 50, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown, TCU. LaDainian Tomlinson is the all-time NCAA single-game record holder.
I think without a doubt, that was a special moment. This is actually my first time being on this side.
So this is the Legends Club. Look at this.
Oh, I didn't, wow. That's pretty cool. I didn't know they did that. Wow, look at that.
What's it like seeing that?
I'm honestly, I'm speechless.
Yeah.
Because, no kid dreams about having a mural of this size at a university. But I think I'm more honored than anything.
Mm-hmm. Well, in this next phase of sort of your chapter here at TCU, you're on the board of trustees, but why was being part of that something that was so important to you?
I think more than anything about my children's generation of kids.
Mm-hmm.
Do I want this university the same as when I was here? Absolutely not. I want it to be more advanced, more inclusive, and I think we're heading in the right direction. So if I can be a part of that leadership to make those types of changes, then I think I can say I wasn't just an athlete.
Into the end zone, Charger fans are witnesses to history!
I was truly a humanitarian and someone that was all about service. That's truly what I think about, because as I told you before, I'm never a person that looks back. I just don't believe it benefits me looking back and thinking about, oh, what I've done. What's the next challenge? What should I do now? That's what I'm always thinking.
When we return on Chargers HQ, we find out about 2 local heroes who made an impact in their hometown. Welcome back to Chargers HQ, powered by Toyota. Here at the Chargers, we'd like to take a moment to honor some individuals who are making an impact in their local community. This is the story of 2 local police officers who helped save a baby's life in this week's Hometown Hero, presented by Grant Thornton.
My name is Officer Kelce Ramstead. I am the Community Outreach Officer at CHP West Valley.
I'm Officer Jed Cato. I'm also on the Community-Oriented Policing Services team with Kelce out of CHP West Valley.
It was actually a really intense day when the call came out of a baby choking up on the freeway.
A family from out of state got onto the freeway on-ramp behind us and pulled over to the right shoulder when the baby started choking. Fortunately, that family was able to tell dispatchers exactly where they were. 2 CHP officers then arrived in less than 3 minutes.
We really didn't have a whole lot of time to discuss anything prior to arriving on scene. We had to go into life-saving mode, and so once we got up onto the freeway, the vehicle was on the other side of the freeway, so we had to quickly maneuver through traffic and turn around.
It had pulled over just past the on-ramp of the 101 southbound near Topanga Canyon Boulevard on May 28th.
As soon as we walked up, looked in the front door, says, you have a baby choking, and I opened up the back door, and the mom was sitting back there with the baby. Baby looked to be in kind of a mild distress, like it was just starting to happen.
Officer Ramstead wasn't hearing the baby breathing, so he started the Heimlich maneuver for infants.
Gave him 6 back blows, and as soon as I did that, brought him back up, look, listen, feel, good air exchange, everything seemed to be coming out of the distress, but just did what I was trained to do.
Once the fire department had showed up, we went right back to our original task. And
it always changes the dynamic. It changes the whole scenario. As soon as a child's involved, it just makes it that much more intense.
While, the day is still unfolding, you don't really have time to think about what you do. You get called to action and you do what you're supposed to do. And when you kind of scale it back, you really start to feel like you are doing the job that you signed up for.
Just wanted to thank Grant Thornton and the Chargers for this award and this opportunity.
Thank you very much.
That'll do it for this week's Chargers HQ, powered by Toyota. We'll be back next week with more Chargers content ahead of the Monday night game against the Las Vegas Raiders. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Haley Elwood. Good night.